Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, beloved sisters and brothers in the shared journey of life, I greet you with reverence and gratitude, for we are gathered not merely to speak of time, not merely to toy with its passage or gaze upon its footprints, but to explore a truth so softly spoken that many miss it altogether, the quiet miracle of looking younger than the years would claim. You, who walk into rooms and are mistaken for your daughter's sister or your son's classmate. You, who carry decades behind you, yet wear your spirit like the morning dew, fresh, unsullied, alive. You have puzzled others, made them peer again, rub their eyes and murmur, how? They chalk it up to creams or jeans or green juices, and they nod as if satisfied. But you and I, we know that beneath this youthful glow lies a deeper truth, braided through with wisdom, woven with choices and mysteries the world often refuses to name. So I have come to name them today. I have come to unfold the 7 hidden reasons why you, my dear ones, look younger than your age. Now, the first of these is not what you eat, but what you release. You have made a practice of letting go, of bitterness, of grudges, of old wars fought in your chest. You have released the things that weigh the spirit, and in doing so, you have lightened your bones. When we carry resentment, we age not in years, but in sorrow. Our skin does not wrinkle from the sun alone, it folds beneath the burden of unspoken rage. But you have chosen to forgive, perhaps not all at once, perhaps not easily, but in the silence of your own heart, you made peace, and peace, my loves, is the most potent balm. You walk freer because you have forgiven your mother, even when she forgot your birthday. You released the friend who betrayed you. You stopped dragging around the ghost of a love that left. And though the world says that forgetting is weakness, I tell you that there is no greater strength than the one who chooses freedom over revenge. That freedom, it shows, in your walk, in your eyes, in the way you laugh without looking over your shoulder. That is why they say you look young. The second reason, hidden deep like a root beneath the ground, is your curiosity. You have not stopped asking questions. Your mind still dances. You read. You listen. You stare at the stars as if they still have secrets left. The world did not strip you of your wonder. And this, my dear ones, is not small. Many grow older and stop seeing the world as magical. But not you. You marvel at the flight of birds. You sit with a child and truly hear their stories. You take classes. You learn new recipes. You try your hand at poetry in the dark. Do you know what curiosity does to the body? It oxygenates the soul. It calls blood to the skin. It makes the eyes sparkle with newness. Curiosity is youth's twin flame. And you, oh you never snuffed that flame out. That is why, when you enter a room, you do not carry the air of the resigned but the scent of the beginning. The third hidden reason is laughter. Not the cheap kind, not the forced kind, but the belly-deep, holy, world-defying kind. The kind that erupts from the soul like a hymn. You have chosen to laugh even when the world gave you reasons not to. You laughed at bills and heartbreak, at bureaucracy and disappointment. You laughed because you knew the sacred truth, that to laugh is to resist despair, that joy is a revolution in the face of sorrow. There are lines around your eyes, yes, but they are not lines of age. They are lines of delight. They are proof that you danced with joy and came out alive. The skin does not age where laughter lives. It softens, it shimmers, it remembers. Let me tell you of the fourth reason, quiet and holy as a prayer. You care for your vessel not from vanity, but from reverence. The world will tell you that youthfulness comes in bottles, or with surgery. And perhaps it can, for a season. But you have understood that the body is a temple, not a trend. You eat with intention, not obsession. You move your body not to punish it, but to celebrate its strength. You sleep, not as an afterthought, but as a ritual. You do not chase youth. You honor it by honoring your flesh. You rest when you are tired. You do not apologize for self-care. And in this way, your body thanks you. Your skin thanks you. Your hair thanks you. They remain vibrant, not because you are lucky, but because you have listened. And now the fifth reason, seldom seen but deeply felt. You surround yourself with love. Not just romance. No, I mean real love. Fierce friendships. Honest family. People who celebrate you, not shrink you. Your circle does not drain you. It lifts you. Do you know what love does to a face? It nourishes it. Loneliness is a shadow on the skin. Isolation hollows the cheeks. But love, it plumps the heart, and that heartbeat colors the face. They say the skin glows, but what they're seeing is love made visible. You choose joy not only inside but outside. You reject toxicity. You do not keep people around just to avoid being alone. You know the sacredness of your own space, and you fill it with voices that echo truth, not judgment. You laugh together, cry together, and so your heart stays young. The sixth reason may surprise you. It is your ability to reinvent. You do not stay stuck. You do not cling to outdated versions of yourself. You shed skins. You burn old chapters. You move cities, change careers, start again. You do not fear evolution. You welcome it. There is a light in your eyes because you are not stagnant. People say youth belongs to the young because of their flexibility. But you have chosen to remain flexible in your spirit. That is why you seem younger than your age. Because youth is not about chronology, it is about the willingness to begin again. And you, dear one, are always beginning. And finally, the seventh reason, the most hidden, the most profound. It is your alignment with purpose. You do not drift. You live on purpose. You rise with reason. Your days are not wasted. Even in rest, you are aligned. You mentor. You create. You write. You pray. You plant. You love deliberately. You have found the thing that makes your spirit hum, and you feed it. And purpose, it is a fountain. It waters the skin from within. It lifts the posture. It clears the gaze. When people see you and say you have such energy, what they are really seeing is alignment. The body knows when the soul is home, and when it is, it radiates peace. So no, it is not the cream or the contouring. It is not the spa or the syringe. It is these 7 truths, these sacred choices you have made again and again, when no one was watching. You look younger than your age because you have honored the life within you. And I say this now to the world watching. Do not mock the ones who seem younger than their age. Do not reduce them to vanity. Do not dismiss their glow as an accident. Their youthfulness is not a rebellion against time. It is a testament to how they have lived. They have danced with grief and come out singing. They have chosen joy over bitterness. They have stayed curious when the world begged them to grow cynical. They have dared to rest in a world addicted to hustle. They have surrounded themselves with love and walked away from what no longer serves. They have honored their bodies not with shame but with reverence. They have walked toward their purpose even when the road was uphill. These are not surface things. These are soul things. So let us no longer envy youth as if it is a season we must mourn. Let us understand it as a vibration we can maintain. Let us stop asking, how old is she? And start asking, how full is her spirit? Let us stop trying to chase youth and start choosing vitality. And let us celebrate every wrinkle earned through laughter, every gray hair that shines with stories, every inch of skin that has been kissed by life. You, who look younger than your age, are not anomalies. You are prophets. You remind us of what is possible when we live right. And to those listening who feel old, not in body but in soul, I say this with love. It is not too late. Youth can return. Not as it once was, but as it always was meant to be. Make peace. Laugh deep. Learn again. Love well. Rest long. Move with meaning. Choose your circle. Start anew. Let the world say she looks younger. Let them marvel. But let you know the truth, that you have simply chosen life over and over again. And life, my beloveds, will always reward those who choose it. You see, when a river flows freely, it carves valleys, nourishes fields, and offers reflection to the sky. But when it is dammed by doubt, or blocked by fear, it stagnates, it breeds disease, it becomes unrecognizable. The same is true for the spirit. The same is true for you. You have refused to let your river grow still, and that movement, that spiritual momentum, is what gives your face its light. They think it's skincare, but it is soul care. People speak of age as if it is a punishment. They say I'm getting old, with bowed heads and tired sighs, as though time were a thief come to rob them in the night. But what if time is not a thief? What if time is a sculptor, gently carving away the excess to reveal your truest form? You do not look young because time skipped you. You look young because you have worked with time, not against it. You let it shape you, not break you. You met it like a partner, not a predator. You learned to respect the mirror, not fear it. And now I want to speak directly to those who have ever looked in that mirror and frowned, who have traced the lines around their mouth and whispered, "When did this happen?" Let me tell you, it happened when you were living. Those lines? They are not betrayals. They are biographies. They are etched in love and effort and awe. You wore the sun on your face while planting gardens for children who didn't know your name. You stayed up late solving problems that weren't yours to begin with. You cried beside hospital beds and laughed under low ceilings, and the skin remembered. If youth is a song, then you have kept singing long after others forgot the tune. That is why your voice, your presence, is magnetic. It is not mere charm, it is resonance. and people feel it, even if they can't explain it. That younger than your age look is not a trick of light, it is the residue of intention. You did not live carelessly, you lived carefully, and care has a way of preserving what cruelty consumes. There is a woman I once knew, whose hands were calloused from work, whose back bore years of burden. She had no money for serums or spas. But when she smiled, the room softened. Her joy was not polished, it was authentic. Her face was not smooth, it was honest. She looked younger than the calendar claimed because her spirit had not been dimmed by disappointment. She had seen pain, but had not let pain define her. That is the secret. That is the alchemy. Looking young is not about denial of age, it is about refusal to surrender to defeat. And to you who sit in rooms filled with younger people and feel out of place, remember this: youth is not the measure of energy. Purpose is. There are 25-year-olds who have already laid down their fire, and 60-year-olds who are just lighting the match. You look young because you are young in the way that matters. Your dreams have not been retired. Your voice still rises. You are still asking questions, still reaching out, still believing that life has more to offer. Let us speak now of another truth, one too often dismissed. The reason you look younger than your age may also be because you have mastered the art of boundaries. Yes, boundaries, the quiet act of saying no when the world demands your yes. The dignity of choosing your peace over someone else's expectations. Many wear themselves thin trying to please the unpleasable. You learn not to do that. You learn that it is not cruel to protect your energy. You learn to leave the party early, to step back from drama, to choose solitude over shallow companionship. And the result? You preserved your light. Stress is an aging agent, but boundaries are the balm. This wisdom is not loud. It is not glamorous. You will not find it in commercials or on billboards. But it is real. And those who learn it, those who say, I do not need to explain my joy, nor apologize for my limits, those are the ones who walk lighter. And that lightness, it's not just in the heart. It shows in the face. It shows in the way the shoulders rest, the way the voice rings, the way the eyes don't dart nervously for approval. That kind of youthfulness cannot be bought. It can only be built. And let me not forget to say this, because someone in this room needs to hear it. You are not vain for caring about how you look. You are not shallow for enjoying your reflection. You are not foolish for embracing beauty. No, not at all. You are wise, because beauty, true beauty, is a language. It is a language your body speaks to your soul and your soul to the world. When you adorn yourself with love, when you treat yourself with kindness, you are not serving ego. You are serving harmony. You are saying, this life, this flesh, this day, it matters, and I will meet it with grace. Let us no longer speak of aging as if it is a fall from grace. Let us speak of it as a return to essence. The most beautiful women I have known did not have smooth foreheads. They had fierce laughter. They had deep eyes that had seen too much and still chose hope. Their necks had lines from years of tilting toward the sun. Their hands bore maps of every meal they ever prepared, every note they ever wrote, every child they ever soothed. They were not pretty like porcelain. They were stunning like stone, solid, enduring, unbreakable. To those who look younger than their years, I say, do not shrink when they ask you your age. Do not downplay your light. Wear it boldly. Let them marvel. Let them wonder. But do not explain. You owe no one the secret to your glow. Let them see you, not as an exception, but as an example. Let your life be a reminder that aging well is not an accident. It is a series of sacred decisions. And let us talk, too, of joy. Sustained, stubborn joy. You have found ways to create joy even when the world offered none. You danced in kitchens, lit candles in quiet rooms, bought flowers for yourself, sang songs with your own name in the lyrics. And every time you chose joy, a little more youth returned to you. Do not underestimate the power of delight. Joy is not trivial. It is transformational. Let the world chase anti-aging products. You, my dear, will continue to live pro-life, pro-movement, pro-growth, pro-wholeness. You do not deny the years. You elevate them. You use them as evidence. That glow is not from perfect skin. It is from purpose, from persistence, from the refusal to be extinguished. And so to the daughters watching their mothers and wondering how they remain so radiant, know this: your mother didn't just preserve her looks, she preserved her light. She lived a life that nourished her from the inside. And you too can do the same. To the sons wondering why strangers mistake their mothers for their sisters, know that the secret is not youth, but truth. She did not pretend to be young. She lived so fully that youth refused to leave her. Let us create a new understanding of beauty, one that does not fade with time but deepens. Let us build a culture where the compliment, "You look good for your age," is retired and replaced with, "You look alive, you look lit from within," because that is what we truly mean, isn't it? When we say someone looks young, we are saying that life still loves them, that their presence still pulses, that time, though passing, has not dimmed their spark. To the audience here today, be you student, leader, artist, entrepreneur, mother, father, dreamer, or warrior, take this message with you. Looking young is not a goal to chase. It is a gift received through living wisely. The best moisturizer is peace of mind. The best serum is sleep. The best cosmetic is compassion for yourself and others. And the best beauty ritual, gratitude. Be grateful for the years you have seen, for the pain that has sharpened you, for the laughter that has lightened you, and for the love that has lengthened your days. Be grateful that you are still here, still waking up, still with choices to make and light to give. You look younger than your age because you refused to let the world harden you. You remained soft where others grew bitter. You kept singing while others grew silent. You stayed awake to beauty when others shut their eyes. That is not luck. That is love in motion. And so I say this once more, with the full strength of my voice and the full tenderness of my spirit. Wear your youthfulness like a crown, not a mask. Let it speak not of hiding, but of healing. Let it testify not to vanity, but to victory. You have lived well. You have chosen light. And light, my dear ones, never wrinkles. And if I may, let me take you deeper still. Let me draw open the veil just a little wider, to expose the final rare jewel of this message. Not only why you look younger than your age, but what it means to carry that gift with integrity. Because it is a gift, yes, but also a responsibility. You see, when you walk through the world wearing the skin of vitality, when your presence defies assumptions, you become a mirror for others, not the kind that reflects image alone, but one that reflects possibility. When others see you and gasp, "I thought you were much younger," they're not only acknowledging your face, they're asking a silent question, "How can I live like that too?" And you must choose every day how to answer that question. Not with vanity, not with secrecy, but with authenticity. You can tell them the truth, that youthfulness is not a look but a living, not a feature but a frequency. You can tell them it comes from choosing peace over chaos, self-respect over sacrifice, awe over apathy. And in doing so, you don't just wear your youth, you teach it, you extend it, you offer it as nourishment to those around you. Because the world is starving, beloved, starving for hope, starving for models of aging that don't mock, don't shame, don't hide behind filters and facades. And when you walk tall, carrying your years with grace and your skin with light, you become part of the feast. You become sustenance for weary eyes. You remind the world that life in all its decades can be luminous. Let us remember, too, that this glow, this radiant contradiction of time, is not equally accessible to all. It is shaped by context, by access, by oppression or privilege, by histories that show up in bodies in ways science still struggles to understand. So if you have the freedom to sleep, to eat well, to breathe clean air, to walk safely in your skin, give thanks. And if you have been denied those things and still manage to carry light, then your glow is a rebellion, a quiet refusal to surrender. It is sacred. It is resistance made flesh. Let us not forget our ancestors, the ones who looked far older than their years because life pressed too hard upon them, the ones whose backs curved not from age but from burden, the ones whose eyes dulled not from time but from sorrow. We do not judge them, we honor them, and we understand that every glow we wear is also theirs. We are what they dreamt. We are what they were not allowed to become. When you look young, when you feel vibrant, you are carrying a baton they were forced to drop. So do not take your light lightly. Carry it with purpose. Use it not to elevate yourself above others, but to invite others into the mystery. Let your youthfulness be humble, generous, gracious. Let it lift the conversation beyond age, beyond skin, into something truer, a life well lived, a heart well kept, a soul deeply rooted in what matters. And if you are one of those who has not always lived like this, who is only just learning to forgive, who has spent too many years pleasing others, silencing yourself, staying too long in places that dimmed your light, then welcome. It is not too late to turn toward the sun. It is not too late to begin living in a way that returns color to your cheeks and spark to your steps. You can still become the woman who glows when she enters a room. You can still become the man who seems untouched by the bitterness of age. You can still become the one who turns heads not because of some secret potion, but because peace follows them like a fragrance. That journey begins not in the mirror, but in the spirit. It begins with a question: what do I need to release so I can shine again? Maybe it's anger, Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's an old narrative someone gave you that you've worn like a second skin. Maybe it's exhaustion masked as duty. Whatever it is, I invite you now, right now, to consider letting it go. Not for vanity's sake, not so you can look good in pictures, but so you can feel good in your body, so you can rest deeply, so you can walk without heaviness, so you can reclaim time not by turning back the clock, but by living so fully that every hour stretches into eternity. You look younger than your age because your soul has not forgotten how to play. You look younger than your age because you grieve deeply, love bravely, and rest without apology. You look younger than your age because you remember to laugh when it's raining, to dance when no one's watching, and to speak with tenderness even when the world is sharp. You look younger than your age because you live aligned with what matters most. You look younger than your age because you live in truth, and truth, dear ones, is ageless. So let us go forward with this understanding. Let us stop measuring our lives in years and begin measuring them in meaning. Let us ask not how old are you, but how alive are you. Let us create a culture where looking younger is no longer the prize, but a byproduct of a deeper commitment to wholeness. Let us model for the next generation what it means to age with agency. Let our daughters see that beauty expands, not fades. Let our sons learn that strength includes softness. Let our peers be reminded that it's not too late, not ever, to begin again. Because ultimately, youthfulness is not about age. It is about how you age. It's about grace and rhythm and breath. It's about waking up each morning and asking, how do I want to show up in the world today? And then answering that question with courage. And if you wake up with aching knees, but a song in your heart, then you are young. If your hair turns silver but your spirit stays golden, then you are young. If your back is bent but your dreams still stretch toward the sky, then you are young. If your days are slower but more sacred, then you are young. You look younger than your age because you never stop tending to the inner garden. So keep tending. Water your joy. Pull the weeds of resentment. Let the sunlight of purpose fall gently on your face. And when they stop you in the hallway, or whisper with wonder, you can't possibly be that age, smile softly, know the truth, and let your life continue to be the answer, because your life is the proof, your presence is the testimony, and your light, it is the gift we didn't know we needed. So now, let us not only sit in awe of the glow you carry, let us become stewards of it. You did not arrive at this moment by accident. The younger face you wear, the energy that surprises others, the light that softens even the sharpest corners of a room, it is not only yours to enjoy, it is yours to share, to teach, to protect. You are not the exception to the rule. You are evidence of another possibility, one born not in a bottle or a clinic, but in choice after choice, breath after breath, truth after truth. Each person you encounter is carrying something. Some carry age like a weight, others carry it like a robe. But you have chosen to wear time like wind, light, powerful, moving through you rather than anchoring you, and that choice, invisible to most, is the unseen miracle of your youthfulness. But we must be honest. Not everyone has yet discovered that they too can choose. And that, my beloved ones, is where your radiance becomes responsibility. You are not here simply to be admired. You are here to inspire, to extend your wisdom like a hand, to speak gently to those who believe they have lost too much time, wasted too many years, surrendered too much of themselves to disapproval, to regret, to roles that never fit. You are here to remind them, time is not your enemy, time is your witness, and even now, time is waiting to partner with you in the sacred act of transformation. There will be those who will try to diminish your light. They will call it luck, as if your glow were handed to you on some cosmic whim. They will call it vanity, as if caring for yourself were an act of ego. They may even call it a lie, unable to believe that someone your age can look so free. But you need not convince them. You need only keep living in truth, because eventually they will see light cannot be faked, vitality cannot be borrowed, and joy, real joy, has no age. Do not be afraid to share your rituals, not of beauty alone but of becoming. Tell them how you learned to breathe through the chaos instead of being broken by it. Tell them how you found stillness not in silence, but in self-respect. Speak not only of what you use on your skin, but what you release from your spirit. Speak of forgiveness as the greatest exfoliant. Speak of boundaries as the firmest foundation. Speak of friendship, sacred and sincere, as the richest nourishment. Tell them, if they ask, that you stopped rushing, that you stopped competing, that you stopped measuring your worth by other people's confusion or praise. Tell them that your skin began to glow the moment your soul found peace in its own presence, that you became young again the moment you stopped trying to be young and started being real. Let them hear, in your story, the soft revolution of a person who has outgrown fear. And if you are ever tempted to downplay your brilliance to make others comfortable, don't. There is enough dimness in the world, enough false modesty, enough people trading their authenticity for approval. You owe no one a smaller version of yourself. You owe only your truth, whole and radiant. There will be days when you do not feel young, days when the joints ache and the thoughts run slow, days when grief finds you in the mirror, and memories feel heavier than joy. On those days, remember, looking younger than your age is not about how you appear, it is about how you remain open, how you remain kind, how you remain committed to beauty even when life feels anything but beautiful. On those days the glow may be quieter, but it will still be there, because it was never skin deep, it was always soul-rooted. And so we do not fear the years ahead. We greet them. We stand at the door of each new decade, not as trespassers, but as honored guests. Let the years come. Let the silver streak through our hair like lightning. Let the lines form maps across our faces. Let the hands wrinkle from decades of holding, building, blessing. Because nothing time takes from us is greater than what it leaves. Wisdom, perspective, patience, poetry. If we are lucky, we will keep aging. And if we are wise, we will keep doing it beautifully, not in appearance alone, but in presence, in purpose, in peace. So here is what I hope you take with you, not only in your ears, but in your spirit. Your youthfulness is not a fluke. It is not a miracle performed by genes or cream or chance. It is the quiet miracle of resilience, of courage, of choosing to live each day not as a rehearsal for loss, but as a celebration of presence. It is the decision to say yes to yourself in a world that trains you to say yes to everyone else first. It is the quiet conviction that the soul, if tended with love, can brighten the face more than the sun ever could. You look younger than your age because you never stopped beginning, because you never surrendered to cynicism, because you never agreed to become invisible. You have remained visible to yourself, to the people who matter, to the world that needs more examples like you. And if you're still wondering, still searching for the formula behind the glow, let me say it plainly, once and for all, it's in how you rest, it's in how you forgive, it's in how you laugh so hard your belly shakes, it's in how you let yourself cry, fully and unashamed, it's in the foods you eat not to punish your body but to praise it, it's in the walks you take with no destination but the sky, it's in the conversations that make you feel like a better version of yourself, it's in the letters you write to your younger self, forgiving her for not knowing what she could not have known. It's in how you honor your body, not for what it looks like, but for how it has carried you. It's in the prayers you whisper not to be young, but to be whole. So as I prepare to leave this moment with you, let me say thank you, not just for listening, but for being. Thank you for showing up to your own life. Thank you for living in such a way that your presence becomes permission for others. Thank you for proving, with every laugh line and every luminous gesture, that age is not a barrier, but a blessing. Keep going, keep glowing, keep becoming. Because we are watching you, we are learning from you, we are hoping deep in our tired hearts that we too can shine like you do, not by fighting time, but by dancing with it. You are not just younger than your age, you are brighter than your years, you are freer than your past, you are a future walking in human form. So take this light you carry and hold it high, not for yourself alone, but for everyone who comes after. Because in the end, the question was never how old you are, the question has always been, how true are you willing to be? And you have answered it well. Now as we draw closer to the heart of this message, I invite you to consider not just how you carry your years, but how your years have carried you. Because each one, whether gentle as spring rain or sharp as winter frost, has brought you something. Some brought you love that stitched you back together. Some brought you loss that taught you the value of your own company. Some arrived quietly, and some like storms. But you are here. You are still here. And the light on your skin is not simply reflection, it is evidence. Evidence that you have endured. Evidence that you have evolved. Evidence that you are not a fixed thing, but a becoming, a wave, a story still being written. You look younger than your age because you are still willing to be transformed. Because you allow the world to shape you without breaking you. Because you have learned to greet change not as an enemy, but as a midwife bringing new parts of you into the world. And what a beautiful contradiction that is, aging and becoming. Not staying the same, but shedding what no longer fits, and stepping, barefoot and brave, into the next iteration of yourself. That is the quiet defiance behind the glow. You refused to grow old in bitterness. You chose instead to grow whole in truth. Let us not pretend this was easy. It never is. Growth is not always graceful. There were nights when your faith frayed, mornings when your reflection looked back in silence, seasons when nothing bloomed, and you wondered if the garden inside you had gone dry. But even in those times, perhaps especially in those times, you kept choosing life, not the loud kind, not always the dancing on tables kind, sometimes just the kind of life that says, I will get up today, I will breathe, I will speak to myself kindly, I will try again. And that is the root of all true vitality, not youth, but renewal, not denial, but devotion. You learn to live inside your life rather than racing ahead of it. You stopped treating your body like a machine to be fixed, and began treating it like a companion to be heard. You slowed down, you paid attention, you built relationships that didn't drain you, but expanded you. You let go of people who loved only the easy version of you, and made room for the ones who celebrated the whole story. And now, that story shows up not just in your words, but in your walk, in the way you pause to really see people, in the way your presence softens rooms, in the way you allow silence to speak louder than noise. This is what they notice. This is what makes them say, you don't look your age. They're sensing not the absence of time, but the abundance of presence. They're sensing that you are here, not pretending to be younger, but fully alive. And if we're honest, that's what we're all hungry for, isn't it? Not youth, but aliveness. Not image, but essence. Not escape from time, but deep engagement with it. There's something miraculous that happens when you no longer fear aging. You stop grasping. You stop rushing. You stop bargaining with the years, as if youth was the only season worth savoring. And instead you begin to honor the fullness of your own becoming. You wear your age not as armor or costume, but as poetry. You learn to love what time leaves behind, laugh lines like tide marks from joy, calloused hands from building things that matter, a voice that no longer trembles just to be heard. You discover that aging is not a subtraction, but a layering, a gathering, a deepening. You look younger because you carry fewer lies. You glow because you are no longer trying to be someone else. You radiate because you finally believe deep in your bones that you are worthy. And in this belief you give others permission to believe too. Do you know what a rare and holy thing that is? To walk into a room and remind people that age is not their enemy. To live as proof that time does not steal beauty but reveals a new kind of it. To stand in your own truth so completely that others begin to wonder if maybe, just maybe, they can do the same. This is no small thing. This is ministry. You may never know how many people have been healed by your presence. You may never hear all the stories of those who saw you and felt, for the first time in a long time, that they too could live free. But know this, your glow does not go unnoticed. It ripples out. It lingers. It teaches without speaking. It comforts without touching. It blesses without asking. So keep glowing. Keep becoming. Keep choosing aliveness over image, truth over trend, soul over surface. And if anyone asks you your secret, tell them it is no secret at all. Tell them it is sleep, and water, and good company. Tell them it is silence when needed, and laughter without reason. Tell them it is letting go of what was never yours, and trusting what wants to find you. Tell them it is dancing with your shadow and kissing your scars. Tell them it is knowing when to say no, and daring to say yes. Tell them it is loving your body not because it is young, but because it is yours. Tell them it is peace, real, deep, unshakable peace. And if they still don't understand, just let them sit beside you. Let them be near your ease. Let them feel what it's like to be next to someone who has made peace with themselves. Because that, more than any product or regimen, is the balm we are all seeking. Peace is the new glow, and you, beloved, wear it well. So go. Step out into the world with the quiet power of someone who knows who they are. Walk gently, but do not shrink. Speak kindly, but do not apologize for your wisdom. Age boldly, beautifully, unapologetically. Not just for yourself, but for all of us who are still learning how. Be the proof that time, when honored, does not diminish. It reveals. Be the flame that does not flicker, even in the wind. Be the embodiment of truth made visible. You look younger than your age because your soul refuses to grow old. And that, my friends, is a beauty that never fades.